You just got that blue envelope. Don't ignore it. Do not wait, because in New Jersey, you got about 35 days to respond. And if you don't, you lose your right to defend yourself before the case even really begins. That's exactly where people lose control of this whole situation. Because this has nothing to do with whether you can pay today. This is about something much simpler, actually. Are you still a part of the process, or did you just remove yourself from it? That blue envelope, it's not foreclosure happening, it's foreclosure starting to move through the legal system. And if you don't respond in that window, the case moves forward without you. No pushback, no delay, no say in what happens next. And this is where most people get stuck all the time. They look at it, don't fully understand it, and tell themselves that they'll deal with this weekend or tomorrow. And then the weekend passes, then another week, and now something changes. You're not just going to be behind on payments anymore. You're going to be behind in the whole process. And those are two completely different problems to have. So before you even think about what to write, you need to stop and check 3 things that are inside this envelope that actually matters, because those 3 things determine how much control you actually have right now. So let's take a look at first how you were served, because your 35 days doesn't start when you open this package. It starts when you were legally served. And if something about that doesn't feel right, you don't ignore it. You're going to use it to your advantage. Not to stop everything, but to slow this down and give yourself room to think a little bit. Right now, you don't need to rush. You need some space. Second, look for something that's called notice of intent. This was supposed to be sent before this lawsuit even started. Most people don't remember even getting it, or sometimes they saw it and didn't realize that what this meant. And if that wasn't done properly, that doesn't end the case, but it gives you something to work with. So we're looking for things we can work with. And right now, you don't need guesses. You need leverage. And third, let's look at who's actually suing you, because a lot of the time, the name on that paperwork is not the company that you've been actually paying to. Loans get transferred all the time, but the company that actually suing you has to prove that they have the right to sue you. And that only happens if you respond. And here's where people go wrong. They think that responding means explaining what happened, but it doesn't at all. The court is not asking why you fell behind. The court is looking at one thing. They want to know if you agree with what the lender is saying, or are you going to force them to prove it? Because you see that one decision will change everything for you. Because if you don't respond, your case will stay uncontested and it will move faster with less resistance, less time, and less control. But the moment that you are going to respond and deny what needs to be proven, now it will slow down. Now it goes in front of a judge. Now you have the time. And right now, time isn't just time. Time is your home and your equity, because every month this keeps moving. You'll have interest bills, fees, tax, and whatever you have left in that house will start getting eaten away by interest and fees. Not all at once, slowly. And you may be thinking, even if I do this, I don't have the money for it, right? And that's where most homeowners stop, right there. But what most don't even realize is you may not have to pay that filing fee upfront at all. There are fee waivers, but you only find that out if you actually take the step. And if you're sitting here thinking, I already missed the 35 days, then please hear me out. You're not out. You might be behind, yes, but you are not out. Even if this keeps moving, even if it gets scheduled for a sheriff sale, that's not the end either. That's just the point where it starts to feel real, because even there, you may still be able to delay it. You can create some space, not forever, but enough to make a real decision. And instead of having one forced on you. So go back to the beginning. That envelope didn't take anything from you. It started a timeline. That's it. But here's the part most people don't even understand is what actually happens next. So before you decide what to do with that envelope, you really need to understand how much time you actually have with this foreclosure. Because most homeowners, they either panic or they wait too long. And both of those cost them their homes or equity. In that video right there, I break down exactly how the timeline works in New Jersey, how fast this can move, what actually slows it down, and where people lose time without even realizing it. So you can see where you really stand before you make your next move.